severe weather outbreak across portions of southeast. The most dangerous part will probably be occurring early next week, but we do see the severe weather episodes for now, today, at least through Saturday, and then we see the severe weather kind of coming back to life, but probably with a really decent war, which will be, Monday, so Sunday will be a respite from the activity, but then Monday, things get serious again, and probably even more serious than what we're going to be seeing for the next couple days in the shorter term. But then here comes the longer term, at least like 4 to 6 days out. But of course, there's a lot to change and a lot of ways to go with whatever goes on. Um, so yeah, stay tuned for all the latest updates and everything. And there's a lot to cover, so we're gonna do it just so you get your forecast and everything, and yeah, you'll understand everything we do. So yeah, let's head into the latest outlooks and everything. We do see slight risk for portions of Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, with emergence in those surrounding areas. So yeah, we'll also go into the hazards forecast next, which will probably be only for day 1 and 2, because that's all there really is to offer that we can at least access for or the being. But here's day 2's outlook. We do have emergence for portions of the central eastern United States, including the southeast and into the Ohio Valley. Possibly up into the Carolinas as well with the marginal risk. Side risk, it goes from the coast and even further north into the Ohio Valley, as you can see right here. And then we do have a small enhanced risk that's been introduced in the latest outlook update for day 2, which is tomorrow, across portions of coastal Mississippi, Alabama, into western Florida Panhandle. We'll also go over that, but it's mainly for the tornadoes and winds. Day 3, the slight risk is along the coast now, as well as the other severe risk. It is for portions of far northern Florida into Georgia, and also the coastal areas from there all the way up into southern Delaware. Then here's day 5 outlook, which is Monday, which is when the whole severe weather situation gets really serious. But we do have a 30% risk across portions of the western fringes of Louisiana and as well as eastern Texas. Texas also has a 15% risk for a little further in and even southern Texas, and also Houston areas as well as in southwestern Arkansas, southeast corner of Oklahoma, and further into western Louisiana. And then Tuesday's outlook, we do see a slight risk across portions of southeastern Texas into Louisiana, Mississippi, southwestern Tennessee, southeastern Arkansas, as well as western Alabama and the far northern western Florida Panhandle. And then it comes Wednesday, we see the threat for southeast Alabama, southern Georgia, and as well as portions of most of Florida Panhandle, which is basically northwest Florida. A lot is going to change, of course, probably from now until then, but there's a lot that's probably going to need to be discussed in today's forecast because of how serious the wording is at this point. Activity we're probably going to see today and tonight. This is still today. We do see something lifting from the Gulf into Texas and Oklahoma. Maybe a little energy going through the Midwest, but it all dissipates kind of quickly. And then here comes Friday. This is gonna be instability going as far north as Illinois, Indiana, and possibly in western Ohio as well. And then we do see the main area of concern across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama area, and also possibly in the western Florida Panhandle. Saturday will also be mostly along the coast, actually. And then we do see a break for Sunday, and then Monday, I'll break loose once again. But with Monday's threat mainly across eastern Texas, but it could be a little bit in western Louisiana. We do have a 30% risk. And then Tuesday, this is still Monday night and not Tuesday morning. But then Tuesday, it kind of looks like models are starting to get a really big deal on the storms across Louisiana and Mississippi for Tuesday. And then we do see the threat continuing through Wednesday across Southeast, and as well as Thursday, mainly across Florida. Then everything's kind of settles down again for now at least. But there's definitely a ways to go with this whole thing. But it looks like after next Thursday, the whole thing is kind of shifted away. But yeah, we'll see what forecasts have to do with this, and there will be more updates come. So yeah, that's definitely something to look at. It's kind of interesting. But as well as especially the other ingredients we need for Thur as well, which we'll have now. And of course, we're going to see that favorable amount across the entire outlook areas. So we'll kind of just zip through this because it's kind of all over the place. Even areas I don't see severe weather, we would need instability for that, and as well as the dew points and everything, moisture actually, and then we also need some kind of like, let's say decent enough lapse rates. I have no idea what that word is, and I'm kind of forgetting everything now, but we do see the she is kind of zipping through the areas that we do expect to see some severe weather. But yeah, it gets kind of interesting on Monday. We do see a ton of bulk shear and instability. Yeah, the same thing goes for Thursday for a fact. So while Thursday's, I mean, no, that's Tuesday, not Thursday. But Tuesday's severe weather will probably focus over here. That's where we're seeing a ton of shear. And that in turn is going to lead to a ton of severe weather as well with that. So it's happening right now for this first severe weather episode. But continuing into next week, we see that more intense moisture flow into the U.S. once again. But we do see the dew points rate going into the 60s and possibly the 70s as well for portions of Louisiana and Mississippi. That could also be locally the case across southeast Texas. But who knows what will happen. We still have plenty of time before this happens, but models are already kind of all agreeing that this will be a pretty decent severe weather event. But of course, who knows what's going to happen, but we're pretty sure that something like this is going to happen, and there's not much doubt to that. But yeah, you do see all that moisture coming in, and this is bringing in the fuel for the storm as well as the instability and shear. You definitely saw. If you were still around hanging in for the whole video, hopefully you are, and hopefully you will continue to do so for the rest of the video as we head into some more details on this whole kind of thing. But yeah, there's not too much to cover left. We're also gonna go over the specific hazards at the end. So yeah, actually, we're gonna do that now because I figured I'd save that part for another video. So, yeah, although I think the outlook has been updated, but we do see that the only reason these outlook shares are kind of attached because look at the hail. We even potentially very large hail possible across Oklahoma and for northern Texas today. And then look at the rest. They're just kind of separated, but the higher tornado threat is across Louisiana, Mississippi. We do see an isolated tornado threat that cannot be ruled out across Oklahoma and far northern Texas as well, along with that damaging wind threat. So these are just kind of gonna see just some pretty decent hailers today. In that gap between the two severe risk areas across Texas, we has in a border area. But yeah, we're also going to look at the hazards for day 2, so hang tight for a little bit longer. So yeah, here's the outlook map once again, and also the hazards. The enhanced risk just basically counts for the significant tornado threat across the enhanced risk area. Again, coastal Mississippi, Alabama, western Florida Panhandle. Those areas are what we're looking at for the significant tornado threat. But then for the 5% risk, it also extends further north into the Ohio Valley once again. So it's further north as southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, Indiana, and those places, as well as portions of Kentucky, Tennessee, also throughout all of Mississippi pretty much, maybe just a few fringes in the 2%. as well as southwestern Georgia and eastern Louisiana, and all those areas. That's in a 5% risk for tornadoes. The slight risk also accounts for hail and also damaging wind gusts, so it's really an all-hazard threat for wherever you are, except maybe a sliver of North Carolina, which is basically just a little wind hail threat. But yeah, we do see the potential for very large hail with should supercells be the case here across portions of the Ohio River Valley, including southern Illinois, Indiana, southeastern Missouri, northwestern Tennessee, and northwestern Kentucky, which is where we do see the, the hail risk catch. It can happen in the Cyrus, but it's not too terribly often where that happens. And you also saw that in day one, so you're probably going to see those a few times each year, actually. But yeah, hope you have a good day, because we're about the end of the video. There's not really much else covered. We went all over the details. So stay tuned for other updates that for coming in the future. And